Hi everyone, I'm Katrina, and in this video let's go over how to set up Superstore, the WordPress e-commerce theme by WooThemes. So I received a note from Figo requesting that I do this tutorial, so thank you Figo for inspiring me to check out this particular theme. I love it. It's a beautiful e-commerce WordPress theme. So let's take a quick tour around the theme we'll be building in this video. So in this video we'll be building, once again, this is a premium theme by WooThemes. It's called Superstore. You'll see it looks like this. We're on the home page. There's two different menu navigation items, one here on the top right hand side and then one right here in the middle. Then you see that there's a slider here where you can have a call to action if you'd like. So when I click on this, you see there's a button here, Shop Now, to go directly to the shop page, or you can just have an image with a title. So I'll show you in this video how to set that up. Scrolling down, you'll have your different product category sections in this theme. You'll have some featured products. You can also add your new products, and then just under that there's a content section where your blog will begin with a sidebar on the left-hand side. At the bottom of the blog area there's a footer area with all of this customizable content, which we see right here. So I'll show you in this video how to set up the home page and the website in general, and also just keeping in mind that any of the sections that you do see here can be removed if you want to not include them on the home page. So for example, when I have an e-commerce website, I really just want the products to be featured on the home page, so I would probably remove this section with the blog, but I will show you how to add it in the event that you do want to have it on the home page, so it's really up to you. So let's take a look at one of the product pages. I'm just going to click on this link here to go to the women's product page. This is what the product page will look like with all of your different items in your product category. I'm going to click on this one here just to check out the actual product page. Now we can really see when you go from a free theme to a premium theme, the bar really is raised in terms of design. Like all the different features, the typography, the buttons, they're really a lot nicer once you go to the premium theme. So let's take a look at the product page. Here we'll have an image on the left-hand side, which when you click on it will open up to a really nice lightbox display. When I click on the arrow here, then you can go to the different angles of the particular product. So I'll show you in this video how to set up the product image gallery. Then here on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side I should say, you'll have the title, you'll have the different attributes, and I'll show you how to set up the different attributes. Then you have a product description and an additional info section as well. So I'm going to add this to the cart by clicking on Add to Cart. And once I click on Add to Cart, you'll have a message here that says, okay, this item was successfully added to the cart. You can click on View Cart to view the cart. So I'm going to click on that. And here you see on the cart page, here is a small thumbnail image. You'll have the title, the price, the quantity. And then notice down below here are the cart totals. So I'll show you in this video how to set up the different shipping. We see here this is free shipping, but there's many other kinds of there's other kinds of shipping that you can set up, and I'll show you in this video how to set up the shipping. So also notice that there's a coupon here. This theme gives you a really easy way to create coupons. So I created one earlier, so I'm just going to apply that now by clicking on Apply Coupon. And then you'll notice that now my cart total displays this order discount of $5 since I added a coupon to it. So it's a really great feature with the Superstore theme that you can easily apply coupons to your products on your website. So let's go to Proceed to Checkout by clicking on Proceed to Checkout. And here we are on the checkout page. So then your customer would simply fill in the billing address, and then here on the right hand side we see the order details once again. And when all of the info is filled out, then we can just click on Place Order to place the order. Also note that right now it says PayPal, so I'll show you in this video how to set up the payment method to be PayPal, but of course you can add other payment methods as well, and I'll show you in this video how to do that. So I'm just going to click on Place Order so we can see what that looks like. And here, when we click on Place Order, then we end up on the PayPal screen, which on the left-hand side, here we see we're on PayPal. Here's the order summary, and you can either sign into PayPal and pay with your PayPal account, or if you don't have a PayPal account, you can also simply just sign in as a guest and you can pay with either a credit card or a debit card, so your customers do not have to have PayPal in order to pay via PayPal. So they can just have a credit card and they can pay directly with their credit card. So this is a website that we'll be building in this video. Once again, it's called Superstore, and it's a WordPress e-commerce premium theme by WooThemes. So let's get started. So before we get started, how much is this website going to cost? Well, we need several things. Number one, we need a domain name, and we also need web hosting. In this video, I'll be using HostGator.com for web hosting, and at HostGator, you can get both the web hosting as well as the domain name. I'll also be using a coupon to get an extra discount off of my order at HostGator, and that coupon is WP Coupon 25. So if you decide to go with HostGator, be sure to use WP Coupon 25 as well to get an extra discount off of your order also. I just want to mention as well, I do receive a small referral from HostGator, so thank you in advance for your support of helping me continue to make these free WordPress training videos. Once you have the domain name and the web hosting, the next thing we'll need is a theme. As mentioned in this video, we'll be building out the Superstore WordPress e-commerce premium theme by WooThemes, and you can get that theme at WooThemes for $70. So once we have these three things, the last thing, of course, we need is some time to put the website together, and I'm estimating it should take roughly about an hour and a half. So the total to get this website up and running is less than $95. Again, this is the Superstore theme by WooThemes. It's a WordPress e-commerce premium theme. So what are the three steps we need to take in order to get the website up and running? Well, the first step is we need to get the domain and the web hosting. Second, we need to install WordPress. And finally, number three, we need to build out the website. So let's head on over to HostGator, where we can take care of step number one, which is getting the domain and the web hosting. So here we are on HostGator.com. To view the web hosting plans, go ahead and click on the button in the middle that says View Web Hosting Plans. And here we'll see that there's three different plans to choose from. We have the hatchling plan, the baby plan, and the business plan. If you are a small business owner or if you're just getting your website up and running for the first time, most likely the hatchling plan or the baby plan would be a good fit for you. The difference between these two is that the hatchling plan gives you a way to host one website domain, whereas the baby plan gives you a way to host as many website domains as you would like. So there's definitely more of a value in the baby plan since you can host as many websites as you would like under one account. But if you are just getting started, as mentioned, most likely you only have one domain at the moment, then you can go ahead and click on the hatchling plan to sign up for that. So I'm going to click on the baby plan because I want to order that one. And next we'll see that the next step is we need to choose a domain. If you already have a domain, you can just enter that here in this field and click on Continue to Step 2. And if you need to get a domain name for your website, then you can enter the domain name you would like here, and you can click on Continue to Step 2. Now just note that down below here it says enter a coupon code, and by default you'll automatically get a coupon from HostGator. But if you want to add even more of a reduced rate on top of that, you can use this coupon, which will give you an extra amount off of your order. So I'm going to put WP Coupon 25. That's a special coupon that you can add to get more off the total when you go to check out for your order. So I'm going to leave it at WP Coupon 25 to get a little bit more off my order, and I'm just going to put in a random domain name for the moment just to show you for the demo purpose what the next page looks like. So I'm going to click on Continue to Step 2, which brings us to Step 2, the billing information page. Now on this page, we see the first thing at the top is the package type. I had signed up for the baby plan, so we see that right here. And then we see the current billing cycle that I'm signing up for. Now, I do not want to sign up for 36 months of web hosting all at once. I want to keep my expenses much lower than that, and I prefer to pay month by month. So I'm going to click on this here, and I'm just going to choose the billing cycle of 1 month at a time. That way I'll be paying 1 month as I go for my web hosting. The next thing that you want to do is you want to choose a username and a security PIN. Then you can fill in your different billing information right here. Then when we come down here, we'll note that there are the hosting add-ons. By default, HostGator has you signed up for domain privacy as well as the site lock. So you can choose whether you want to include these add-ons or not. I'm going to uncheck the site lock because I have some other ways that I intend on protecting my website when I start building it, so I don't want to sign up for the site lock. And the privacy protection, this is really optional as well, so it's optional if you want to use it. I do recommend signing up for privacy, however, and this is why. When you create a web hosting account on any kind of web hosting company, by default, if you do not have privacy, account details, including your address, your email address, and your phone number, may show up in the web host database for anyone on the internet to be able to access. So I prefer keeping my address and my phone number and my email address private. So whenever I buy a new web domain, I always sign up for privacy protection. If you don't want privacy protection though, you can save some money by unchecking this. I'm going to leave it on for the moment though. Then you can just come down here and you see here is the details. Here are the details of your order. We note that with this coupon, WP Coupon 25, we're getting almost $10 off. So essentially the first month of web hosting is free with this coupon. And we can see that here is our domain name and our hosting add-on of $9.95. So in total, we're looking at under $25 to get started. If you want to save some more money, as mentioned, you can uncheck the privacy protection and you'll note that now the total is under $15. But once again, I like getting privacy, so I'm going to leave that on. And the last thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you click on this little box here that says I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions of use. So once you have your hosting order all ready to go, and when this looks good to you, you can go ahead and click on Create Account to create your new web hosting account. So once you click on Create Your Account, you'll get this page which will thank you for your order and will tell you to go check your email for information related to logging into your web hosting account. So I'm going to go check out my email. And here we see on my email account, here's the email from HostGator with my account info. So I'm going to click this email to open it, and I want to point out two things. Number one, the first link that they'll share with you in the email is the billing system link. So if you want to check out any info related to your billing, you can go ahead and click on this link and use the password that they give you. And then right below that, you'll see that there's a link for your control panel with your username and a temporary password. So I'm going to copy this password here, the temporary password, and to log into your control panel, you'll use this link. So this is a really good email to keep in a safe place for future reference because you will be needing this information as well as the link to the control panel to log into your HostGator web hosting account. So I'm going to click on this link here, and then here is my username. You want to type in your username here that was found in the email, and then you want to add your password right here as well. Once you have that set up, you want to click on Login to log into the control panel of your web hosting account. So here we are on the HostGator control panel. The next step that we want to do is step number 2. We want to install WordPress. And thankfully with HostGator, there's a really easy way to install WordPress using their simple wizard script. So I am going to scroll down to where that is located. You want to scroll down to where it says Software and Services, and you want to find this icon that says Quick Install. So this is what we're going to use to install WordPress really easily in HostGator. We're going to use this Quick Install link, so I'm going to click on that. And once I click on that, you'll note that there's all these different kinds of software listed here on the left-hand sidebar. So right at the top, you'll note that it says blog software, and there's a link here for WordPress. This is what we want to install, so I'm going to click on that. And then you'll note that there's a button here that says continue. Also note that we are installing version 3.5.1 of WordPress, which is the most current version available at the time of this recording. So we are installing WordPress 3.5.1, and then I'm going to click on continue to continue the process. And here you want to choose the domain name that you want to install WordPress on. I'm going to install it on this domain name here. The next thing that you want to do is you want to create an admin email, a blog title, an admin username, and you can also, if you'd like, add a first name or last name. I'm just going to add an admin email here, so put in my email. Also, you want to give it a title, so I'll just call it the name of the domain. Now the admin user, this is an important one to keep in mind. The default for WordPress websites is admin. The admin user default is admin, and that's not really the safest username to use, so you want to create a username that is anything other than admin. So I'll just use my name for the moment. And you can add first name, last name if you'd like. I'm not going to do that, and I'm just going to click on here and click on Install Now. Okay, congratulations, your installation is ready. So you can access the installation of your new website by clicking on this link here. And also note that here is the admin area login URL that you'll use in the future to access the login panel. To access your website in the future, you want to make a note of this link here. It's usually your domain name followed by wp-admin. So that's an important link to remember as well, so that going forward you can easily log into your WordPress website. Also make a note of your username and password. This is what you will also need, of course, to log into your website when you click on this link. So I'm just going to highlight this temporary password here and copy it. And then I'm going to click on this link here to log into my new WordPress website. So here we are on the login screen of our WordPress website. To log in, you want to enter your username in the username field and your password in the password field. And then you want to click on this button that says Remember Me, so that the next time you come to WordPress, your username and password will be remembered. In the event that you forget your password in the future, or perhaps even now, you want to click on this link here that says Lost Your Password, and WordPress will send you a password reset to the email that you used when you were creating your WordPress website. So for the moment, here I have my username and password. I'm going to go ahead and click on the login button to log in to the WordPress website. So here we are on the WordPress dashboard. This is the first thing you'll see when you log into your WordPress website. And when you first install WordPress, you'll also see this message that says Welcome to WordPress. Within this message box, there's a number of links, and each of these links represent some of the first things that most people do when they install their WordPress website. For the moment, though, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss this message by clicking on Dismiss in the top right-hand corner here, so that we can just see the dashboard without that message. So here we are on the dashboard. Let's take a look at what the website looks like right out of the box when we first install WordPress. So to see the site, I'm going to go up to the top left-hand side and click on Visit Site right underneath the name of the website. So right here where it says Visit Site, I'm going to click on that. And here we see this is what the website looks like now without doing anything. So it's pretty bare bones. This is the 2012 theme that comes with your WordPress installation, and we'll be making quite a bit of changes so that it will end up looking like this at the very end. So this is what we're headed toward, but for the moment our website looks like this. So let's go back to the dashboard and start building out this theme. To do that, you want to go to the top left-hand side, hover over the website name, and the first link is Dashboard. We want to click on Dashboard. And here we are on the dashboard of our WordPress website. So this is the first thing that we'll see when you log into your WordPress website. For the moment, the first step we want to take is we want to change the theme of the website. So to do that, on the left-hand side, the first step here is you want to click on Appearance. And here we're on the Manage Theme screen. So notice that the current theme is a 2012 theme. This is the theme that comes with your WordPress installation. So the next thing we need to do is we need to add the Superstore Premium theme to our WordPress website. To do that, we need to actually go to woothemes.com and we need to purchase the Superstore Premium theme. So I'm going to head on over to woothemes.com right here, and at the top you'll notice there's the link here that says Themes. I'm going to click on Themes. And then I'm going to filter for WooCommerce themes, since Superstore is a WooCommerce theme, and I'm going to click on Search to filter the results. Now you can see I have all the WooCommerce themes available by WooThemes. They're all listed right here. Lots of beautiful themes to choose from, and the one that we want is Superstore. So I'm going to click on Superstore. Then at the top you'll notice it's $70, so I'm going to click on this button that says $70. Then down below here, you want to choose the package that you would like for Superstore. There's 3 packages. The least expensive one, if you just want the actual theme itself, is the standard package for $70. There's a developer package, and if you want access to all 84 themes in the WooCommerce WooThemes collection, you can click on Join Club to join the WooThemes Club. So I'm just going to click on Standard here, and I'm going to keep the support at 1 year of free support and updates. And I'm going to click on Add to Cart to add Superstore to my cart. And then we see here Superstore has been added to my cart and it's $70. So I'm just going to click on Checkout Now to check out. And here you just want to fill in your billing address and your information. And then you want to come down to the bottom here and you want to click on Place Order. So I've already purchased Superstore, so I'm not going to place my order again. However, after you place your order, you want to go check your email for a confirmation of your order from WooThemes. Also note that when you did sign up, you created an account username and an account password. What you want to do is you want to log into your account on WooThemes to download your WordPress theme. So I'm going to log into my account by clicking on My Account. And then here on the My Account screen, you want to log in to your account using the username and the password that you just used to create your order. Then you want to go ahead and click on Login to log into your account. So when you first log into your account, you're going to arrive on the My Accounts page where you'll be in the Dashboard tab on the left-hand side. To download the new Superstore theme, you want to click on Downloads right here. Or if you signed up for the theme club, then most likely you'll have a subscription downloads tab as well, and you can click on subscription downloads to download your Superstore theme. So it's one of these 2 different tabs depending on which type of package you ordered. So I have the theme club, so I'm just going to click on subscription downloads right here. And here on my download screen where it says Superstore, I'm just going to click on theme to download this theme. Once the Superstore theme has been downloaded, I always like to drag it to my desktop so it's easy to find. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to drag it over to my desktop and release it. And now going back to our WordPress website, now we need to install the Superstore theme. So to install the new theme, we want to click on the tab here that says Install Themes. And then here at the top, you'll notice there's a number of different links. We land on the search page, but what we want to do is we want to upload the theme. So I'm going to click on this link here that says Upload. Next, we need to choose the file, and we need to install the theme in a .zip format. So I'm going to click on Choose File. And then I want to choose the theme. So here's the theme right here in zip format. I'm just going to highlight Superstore and click on Open to choose this particular file. Then I'm going to click on the Install Now button to install the Superstore theme. Okay, the theme has been successfully installed. The next step is we want to click on the middle button here that says Activate to activate the Superstore theme. Once you activate the WooThemes theme, you'll land on this page, which is the theme options page for Superstore. At the top, there's a note here, a little message that says enhance your theme with WooDojo. We're going to need that to make everything work. So go ahead and click on the Get WooDojo button right here. I'm going to click on that. And it's going to send us back to WooThemes where we can download WooDojo for free. So I'm going to click on Download WooDojo right here. And once WooDojo is downloaded, then just like we did before with the theme, I'm going to drag this particular zip file. I'm going to drag that to my desktop so that it's easier to find. So I'm just dragging it over to my desktop and I'm going to release it. Then you want to go back to your WordPress website, and this time you want to click on Plugins on the left-hand sidebar. So I'm clicking on Plugins, and then at the top we want to add this new plugin, WooDojo as a plugin. So I'm going to click on Add New to add the plugin. And then like we did before with the theme, there's a link here that says Upload. I'm going to click on the Upload link. And then I'm going to click on Choose File to choose the WooDojo file. I'm going to select it and click on Open to open this file. Once WooDojo has been chosen, then you want to click on Install Now to install the WooDojo plugin. Okay, once it has been successfully installed, go ahead and click on Activate to activate the WooDojo plugin. Okay, and the plugin has been activated. So once the WooDojo plugin has been activated, then on the left-hand sidebar at the top, you'll see a new link here called WooDojo. So we're not quite done with WooDojo. We actually need to click on WooDojo now to go take a look at this plugin. So I'm going to click on WooDojo. And here you'll see all the different features that you can add using the WooDojo plugin. So WooDojo is a toolkit, as it mentions here, with tons of different features to enhance your website. So the one that we need at the bottom is called WooCommerce. So I'm just going to scroll down, and here where it says WooCommerce, I'm going to click on Download and Activate to download and activate the WooCommerce plugin from WooThemes. This is once again located within the WooDojo plugin toolkit. So once you've downloaded and activated WooCommerce, then within the WooDojo screen, you'll have a message at the top that says, "Welcome to WooCommerce, you're almost ready to start selling." And there'll be a button that says, "Install WooCommerce Pages." So I'm going to click on this button here to install the WooCommerce Pages. Okay, welcome to WooCommerce 2.0. So we're all done with WooCommerce for the moment. Let's go ahead and click on Settings to make sure that we are set up properly. So I'm going to click on Settings right here. And then here we are on the settings screen for the WooCommerce plugin. So over here on the right-hand side, or at the top I should say, there's a tab called Pages. So I'm going to click on Pages. And here we want to make sure that all the different shop pages have been automatically added by WooCommerce. So when you clicked on Create or Install WooCommerce Pages, then this is what should have happened. All the different pages should automatically have been created, and they should be set up here on the settings screen for Pages. So let's take a quick look at what the website looks like now after we've added these two different plugins, the WooDojo plugin and the WooCommerce plugin. So to go up to visit the site, I'm going to go up to the top and click on Visit Site. So here we are on the home page of our WordPress website using the Superstore theme. And as we can see, we just see a bare bones version of the Superstore theme. We have quite a bit of work to do. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to change this logo of WooThemes Superstore to the website name or logo of my own store. And I also want to add the slider right here as well. So what we're going for is, here is the demo version. This is a website I've already created. So the next step is I want to add the title and logo and tagline of my own website here, and then I'm going to add this slider with the different calls to action. So to do that, you want to go back to your site and click on Dashboard, and then on the left hand side you want to click on Superstore Theme Options. Here we are on the Theme Options page of the Superstore, and you can also note you most likely have a message box up here that talks about how WooThemes encourages everyone to use the WordPress SEO plugin. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Right now, though, I want to replace the logo and the tagline of the default WooThemes tagline that we just saw. So to do that, here we are on the General Settings screen of the Superstore Theme Options. You can see right here, you can either upload a custom logo by clicking on this button here, Upload, and then uploading a logo, or you can just add a title, a text title. So I am not going to add a logo, I'm just going to add a text title. So I'm going to click on this button, and then you'll note here it says Enable the text-based site title and tagline. Setup title and tagline are in the general settings. You can also change the font if you'd like. I'm going to keep this as it is. I like it the way it is. There is a note here, site description, enable the site description tagline under the site title. And I do want my tagline to show up, so I am going to click on this box here. So going back to this link, you'll see the setup title and tagline are in the general settings. So I'm going to click on this, but of course, first I need to save these two settings. So I'm going to just scroll up, click on Save All Changes to save those two check boxes. Then I'm going to click on General Settings to set up the title and tagline on the General Settings screen. So here we are in the General Settings screen, and as we see at the top, I have my site title, so I am going to keep that as it is, as just the domain name. And then we have right below that the tagline. So when you install WordPress, the default default tagline for all WordPress sites is just another WordPress site, which is never a great tagline to have for your website. So at minimum, I recommend deleting this altogether. However, I am going to use a tagline, so I'm just going to pop that in right here. The most awesome t-shirts in the universe, since the e-commerce store that I'm setting up is a hypothetical t-shirt company. So once you have your site title and tagline, then you just want to scroll down and you want to click on Save Changes to save your changes. So we'll come back and we'll look at the site in just a moment to see that those changes have been saved. Before we do that though, I also want to set up the slides on the home page. So to set up the slides on the home page, you want to go to the left-hand side here where it says Slides, and you want to click on Slides. Once you're on the Slides page, the next thing you want to do is you want to click on Add New to add your slide. So I just clicked on Add New. I'm going to give this a title. This is going to be a photo of the beach, so I'll just say 2013 surfboards and surf t-shirts have arrived. And then you want to come down to the bottom right side over here where it says Featured Image, and you want to click on Set Featured Image. Then I'm going to upload my new image, so I'm going to make sure I'm on the Upload Files tab here, and I'm going to click on Select Files. And then you just want to select the file you want to use as your slide. So I want to use this one right here. I'm just going to select it and click on Open to open that image. Once the image is uploaded, it's always a good idea to give it a title and an alternate text, so I'll just add the same title right there. And then you want to click on Set Featured Image. Once a featured image has been set and you see it down here below, the next thing is you just want to click on Publish to publish this slide. Okay, so the post was published. We can either view the post or we can add another slide. So I'm going to add another slide right now by just clicking on Add New. And then just as we did before, I'm going to give this new slide a title. So I'm just going to add my title here. And then once again, I'm going to click on Set Featured Image. I'm going to click on Upload Files and then click on Select Files. Then I'm going to select the file by highlighting it and clicking on Open. And again, once the image has been uploaded and I see it right here, I can add a title and an alternate text. So I'll just add my title and alternate text, and then you want to click on Set Featured Image to set the image. Now we'll come back to this part right here and we'll add a call to action button in just a few moments. We need to create some pages first, so I have a link that I can actually send the call to action button to. So first we need to create another page, and then we'll come back here and we'll add some detail here with a call to action. So for the moment, let's just go ahead and click on Publish to publish the slide. And once a slide has been published, now we can go check out the site by going up to the top and clicking on Visit Site. So here we are on the home page and we see that the site title and the tagline have been added. However, we do not see our sliders showing up here. So the next step is we have to actually configure which sections we want to have displayed on the home page. So let's do that now. You want to go back up to the dashboard by clicking on Dashboard. And then here on the dashboard, you want to click on Superstore on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on Superstore, and then you'll see now I'm back again on the theme option screen of the Superstore theme. So on the left-hand side, there's two different sections. There's a featured sliders section and a home page section. So this is where you configure what shows up on the home page. So first I'm going to set up the featured slider by clicking on Featured Slider. And then when I click on that, you'll notice at the top it says Enable Featured Slider. So I want to check this box to enable the featured slider on the home page. Next, you can add the number of slides that you want to have displayed within the featured slider. I only have 2 slides right now, so I'll just say 2, but you can obviously, as you see here, you can click as many slides as you'd like. And then let's take a look at some of the other features on this particular page. So you can select a slide group. I have not added a slide group for my slides, so I'll just keep it like this. But if you have a group, you can select it right here. And then you can choose whether or not you want to display the title on video slides. Next, you can display what order you want the slides to be displayed in by clicking on this box here, either newest to oldest or oldest to newest. I'll just leave it as it is, and I'm going to click on Save All Changes to save my changes. Now before we take a look at the site again, I also want to just click on the home page right here, this link. So I'm going to click on home page. And this is where you can configure all of the different sections that show up on the home page. The alternative way to do the same exact thing is, as it notes here, you can optionally customize the home page by adding widgets to the home page widgetized area on the widget screen with a Woo component widget. Wow, that is a mouthful. So we'll talk about widgets in just a few moments, but as we see here, we can just set up the home page by enabling each of these different sections by simply clicking on these boxes. So we can see if you want to enable the product categories, you want to check this box. To enable featured products, you just check this. Then you can also add recent products to the site on the home page, testimonials, as well as a content area. So in this video, I am setting up the Superstore theme to look just like the WooCommerce.com Superstore demo, and for that reason I'll leave all of these checked. Actually, I'm going to uncheck the testimonials because I do not want testimonials on the homepage. It's a great idea to include testimonials, but just in the essence of time, I'm not going to include that. But you can see here, if you want to include testimonials, just keep this box checked, and then you want to click on this link to get the testimonials plugin. So that's another plugin that you need to get in order to enable this, and I'm not going to do that in this video. So once you have all the sections checked that you'd like for the home page, go ahead and click on Save All Changes to save the changes. So now let's take a look at the site. I'm going to go up to the top and click on Visit Site. Okay, now we see we have the site title, the tagline, and the slider. So when I click on this, we see here are my two images for the slider. I still do not have any of the sections for the home page listed here. We still have to set those up. But the good news is that the home page is ready to display those once those different sections have been created. So let's go ahead and add the different sections now. So the first thing we want to do, once again, is go back to the dashboard. And once you're on the dashboard, the next step is we want to start adding products to our Superstore e-commerce website. So to add products, you want to go on the left-hand side and click on Products. And here on the product screen, you want to click on Add Product to add a new product. The first step here is we want to add a product name. So I'm just going to add a product name right there. And once you've added a product name, the next step is you want to add a product description in this box right here. Now note that there's two different tabs. There's a visual tab and a text tab. The visual tab is the what you see is what you get view, and you'll see there's a row of all these different formatting icons that you can use to format your text. Note also that there's this icon right here, which when you hover on top of it, it says Show Hide Kitchen Sink. When I click on this link right here, this icon, another row drops down with an additional set of formatting buttons. So this is just like using an email or writing an email or using some kind of word processor. You can just add in your text right here. I just copied and added some text that I had right here. And then just like an email, you just want to highlight whatever it is you want to format. And when you hover over each of these icons, you'll see a little tooltip that will tell you what each of the icons do or does. So anyway, you just want to highlight it. And this one I want to bold. So I'm just going to click on the B to bold this text. And there you go. So the good news is that with WordPress, you don't need to know any code. You can simply use all of these awesome little formatting icons to help you format your content. So now let's just compare the text view here. When I click on text, you'll notice now there are these strong tags. This is HTML, and this is the behind the scenes code that WordPress is generating to create the formatting of your content. So again, the good news is you don't actually need to know this code at all. You can just stay in the visual tab here and let WordPress take care of creating the code for you. So once you have your product name and your description, the next step is coming over here on the right hand side. You want to create a product category. So I'm going to click on Add New Product Category, and this is a men's t-shirt, so I'll just call it men's, and then you want to click on Add New Product Category. I'm also going to give this a product tag. So this is a piece t-shirt, so I'll just give this a tag of piece, and then I want to click on Add. And then you want to come down here to where it says Featured Image, and you want to click on Set Featured Image to set the image for this particular product. So I'm going to click on Upload Files to upload a file, and I'm going to click on Select Files. And then here on my files, you want to select the file that you want to be used for the product image. So this particular one is this one right here, this piece tee. So I'll just highlight that, and then I want to click on Open. And once again, it's always a good idea to give it a title and an alternate text. So I'll just call this piece T-shirt for men, and I'll just copy that and paste it in the alternate text field and click on Set Featured Image. So once the featured image has been added, I'm just going to click on Save Draft to save all the changes I've made so far. Now on this page, we need to scroll down and we need to set up the different product data, including the price or the sizes for this product. So here in the product data section here, you'll see it says product data. Here, when you click on this, you'll notice that it will say simple product, group product, external affiliate product, or variable product. So for this one, for the first product we're adding to the website, I'm just going to click a simple product. We'll just make this a really simple product, and I'll show you the difference between simple product and variable product in just a moment. So let's click on simple product. Then here on the tab here, you can add a SKU if you'd like, a regular price or a sales price. Also note that there are these question marks throughout the different sections here, which when you hover on top of it, it'll give you a really cool tooltip that will tell you exactly what this field does. So SKU refers to a stock keeping unit. It's a unique identifier for each distinct product and service that can be purchased. So if you'd like to use SKU's system, you can go ahead and you can add that there. I'm not going to add that, but I am going to give this a price. So I'm just going to add my price in here, $40. It does say pounds, so we'll have to change that. But for the moment, I'll just say $40, and I am going to give this a sale price as well for a limited time. So I'm going to make it $35 on sale, and then I'm going to click on Schedule to schedule the sale. The sale price dates, I'm going to just click on this right here. I'll say from Thursday the 9th until, and I'm going to click on this calendar here for the end date will be through Sunday the 12th. Okay, so now that we have that set, the next step is you can click on Inventory if you'd like. Here are a bunch of different inventory options that you can select: manage stock, stock status, allow back orders, yes or no. Do you want to sell this individually, yes or no? So you can set up these different options here on this inventory tab. Next, I'm going to click on shipping. I'm going to talk about shipping in just a few moments, so I'm not going to take care of shipping right here, but we do see that shipping, this is where you would come to configure shipping for this product. Again, here's linked products. Here we can also add any upsells or cross-sell products that we want to add. Now this is our first product, so I don't have anything to upsell or cross-sell this to, but this is where you would come if you did want to do that once you have all of the products added to your website. So the thing that I do want to take care of though is attributes. So I'm going to click on attributes right here, and this is where you can add things like different sizes or different colors to your site. So I'm just going to click on add right here to add an attribute, and I'm going to click on the size. I'm going to make an attribute name called size. And then I'm going to give this a value of one size fits all. Since this is a simple product, with simple products, you pretty much just have one product. There's no variations or no different attributes for the product. So with a simple product, I'll just have one size fits all, and then I'll click on Save Attributes to save the attributes. And I do want to click this box that says Visible on the product page so that this shows up on the product page. So I'm going to click on this, and again I'm going to click on Save Attributes to save these attributes. So once you have that set up, now I'm going to go up to the top and click on Publish to publish this product. So once the product has been published, the next step is you can either view the product or you can add a new product. In the essence of time, I'm just going to go directly to add a new product, and we'll view all of the products in just a few moments when I've added more products to the site. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add a product by clicking on Add Product right here on the top. And as we did before, the first step is to give your new product a product name. So I'm just going to add this particular product name here. This will be the Faith, Hope, Love sweatshirt. And then you want to come down to this section and you want to add some content. So I'm just going to paste in some content right here. I just copied this. I'm just going to paste this in here. And then as we did before, I'm going to highlight the name right here. I'm just going to highlight it and then I'm going to format it with bold. So I'm just going to hover over the B and click on the B here to bold this particular product name. And then I have my content. So once you have the product name and the product description set up, the next step is you want to come over to product categories and you want to give this particular product a category. So far we only have the men's category. This is a women's sweatshirt, so I'm going to add a new product category by clicking on Add New Product Category. And then I'm going to add women's right here and then click on the button that says Add New Product Category to add the women's product category. So now this is checked, so my category is ready to go. The next step is I need to add some product tags. So this is the Faith, Hope, Love sweatshirt, so I'll just call it Love and maybe Faith right here, add some tags, and then I'll click on Add. I can also perhaps add the tag of sweatshirt, since this is a sweatshirt. And then you want to make sure that you have commas separating each of your different tags. So then I'm just going to click on Add to add the tags, and there we go. So now I have the product name, the description, the category, and the tag set up. The next step is I need to add the featured image. So I'm going to click on this link that says Set Featured Image. Then I'm going to click on Upload Files to upload a new file. Then I'll click on Select Files. And here I want to select the file. So here's my file right here. Here's the image. So I'm just going to highlight it and then I'll click on Open to open this particular, upload this image. And here we see it on the right. So as we did previously, it's always a good idea to give your new product image a title and an alternate text. So I'll just call this Faith, Hope, Love sweatshirt. And then I'll just copy it and then I want to add it to an alternate text. And then I want to click on Set Featured Image right here. And there you go. So I'm just going to save my work so far by clicking on this Save Draft button right here. And once the draft have been saved, then we can continue. So I like to just keep saving my draft as I go. That way, in case anything happens, at least my work has been saved up to that point. So just scrolling down, let's take a look at the other things we need to add to this product settings page. So here we notice that we have a product gallery. So a new thing I want to show you is how to create a gallery of images on your product page. So to do that, I'm going to click on this link that says Add Product Gallery. Then I want to click on Upload Files to upload some files. And then I'm going to click on Select Files. And then I want to find each of the different images that I want to add. So for example, here's one of the first ones. So I'll click on this one and then I want to click on Open to open this particular one. And once again, I want to give it the title of the Faith, Hope, Love sweatshirt with an alternate text. And I can click on Add to Gallery. And now we see that there's just one image here in my product gallery. So I want to add some other angles of this product. So once again, I'm going to click on this link that says Add Product Gallery Images. Then I'm going to click on Upload Files, then Select Files, and I'm going to choose two images at once now by just highlighting both of them, the back and the side angle, and then clicking on Open, and then they'll both pop up here. So again, I'm going to give this a title, so I'll just call this, once again, the sweatshirt. This is the back though, so I'll put back, and then the alternate text, I'll give it alternate text title there, and then I'm going to click on this one right here, and once again I'm going to add the title and the alternate text. And then once you have that ready to go and you have your two images selected, you want to click on Add to Gallery, this button right here. Great, so now we see the three different images that will be displayed in the product gallery. So once again, I'm just going to go to the top and click on Save Draft to save this draft. Then I'm going to scroll down, and this time instead of a simple product, I actually want to give this particular product multiple sizes. So this will be a variable product. So I'm going to click on the simple product, and then you'll get a drop-down box, and this time you want to click on variable products. Now, if you have a SKU, you can set that up. I'm not going to deal with SKUs at the moment. I'm just going to go directly to the attributes section right here by clicking on attributes. And I'm going to click on add, and then I'm going to give it an attribute name of size. Now when we enter the values here, you'll note that there's a little message that says enter some text or some attributes, separating them by these pipe values. So the pipe is located on the right hand side of your keyboard, just above the return key, and it's a line that looks like an L or a capital I. It's literally a line that just goes from the top to the bottom. So it's located once again on the right hand side of your keyboard above the return key, and you want to hold down your shift key and then click on the pipe key to make that pipe show up. So here we go. I'm going to have a small, then I add the pipe key, and I'll make this in medium, and then once again you want to add the pipe key to separate the values, and then I'll offer this in a large. Then you want to click on both of these boxes here, one to make this particular attribute visible on the product page, and also we want to use it for variations. So I'm going to click on this right here. Then I'm going to click on Save Attributes to save the attributes. Once the attributes have been saved, the next step is we need to go to variations and set up the different variations. So I'm going to click on this right here. And then we see that there is a default selection, so we can choose a default selection. This is an important part not to miss, because if you leave it at no default size, then your add to cart button will not show up on your product page. And it's really important to always have a call to action on your product page. So make sure when you click on variations that you do set the default to some attribute that's listed here. I'll just keep it a default of small. And then I want to click on this button here that says Add Variation. So here we see it says any size. You want to select the size. I'll select small right here, and I'll give this a price of $40. I'm not going to create a sale price right now. I'll just leave it at $40. And then I want to add another variation by clicking on Add Variation. And this time I will click on the medium attribute. And again, I'll give it a price of $40. And then finally, I'm going to click on Add Variation one more time. And this time I'll choose the large size here, the large attribute. And this time I'll give this a price of $45 just to show you the variation of prices as well as the variation of sizes. So this is how you can give the same product a different price depending on which variation of the product you're selling. So you notice that the medium size and the small size are $40. Actually, it says pounds. We'll take care of that in a moment. But anyway, it says 40, and then the large is going to be 45. So once you have your variation set up and your default selection selected right here, go ahead and go up to the top and click on Publish to publish this product. Okay, so now let's take a look at this variable product by clicking on View Products. So here we are on the product page of the variable product. This is the Faith, Hope, Love sweatshirt, and we see here I have the image of the particular product, which when I click on this link right here, it opens up into a really nice lightbox display, and then I have these other different images, these angles I can see. So when I click on the arrow, for example, one by one, the different angles of the product will be displayed in the lightbox. So that is really a cool feature of this Superstore e-commerce WooThemes theme. So now that we have the product gallery set up, we also see on the right-hand side, you'll note that here's the title. The size is small, medium, or large. Also note that it says on the right-hand side, it says from 40 pounds. So we'll change pounds to dollars in just a moment, but the from indicates that the price range starts at 40, but there's some other prices that are somewhat higher. So it starts at $40, and then as we note here, when you click on large, then the price goes to 45. So the small and the medium are 40, and the large is $1.45. So there you can see how you can create different prices for the same product, different variations of the same product. Then you have your add to cart button, your product description and additional information, and then you have any reviews that you'd like to submit. You can submit some reviews down below. So one thing just to point out, this is not exactly how I wanted the product page to be displayed. If we look at the demo site that I've already created, I really prefer this larger image on the left-hand side. I don't want a sidebar. So this is the website that I created already where we're headed toward. Also note that on this page, there's some different related products down here. So we need to add some more products in order for this to be displayed. But for the moment, let's take care of removing the sidebar so that the image is really large like this, so that it looks pretty much a lot cleaner without that sidebar. So here we are right now. This is what it looks like for the moment, and I want to get rid of the sidebar. To do that, you want to go back to Edit the Product by clicking on Edit Product at the top. Then you want to scroll down to the very bottom of this page, and you'll see here it says Superstore Custom Settings. So this is the layout, and you see there's some really small type here that says select the layout you want on this specific post or page. So currently you can see this one is highlighted with the sidebar on the left-hand side. You can also have a sidebar on the right-hand side if you'd like. However, I would prefer for my product page to simply have the focus be on the product image and the description with no sidebar. So I'm going to click on this box here. This is the full width page box right here. Then I'm going to go to the top and click on Update to update the product. Now, once the product has been updated, when we view the product by clicking on View Product, now you'll see that the product is exactly how I want it. The sidebar is removed, and now I just have my product with my really cool little product gallery here and the call to action, add to cart. So we need to continue doing this. We need to continue adding either simple products or variable products within these different product categories so that the other related products will show up down below. So in the essence of time, I'm not going to go over how to add more simple products or variable products since I just showed how to do each of those. So just go ahead and add your different products, variable products or simple products to your website, and I'll see you on the other side. So here we are on the home page of the Superstore e-commerce theme by WooThemes, and when I scroll down, you'll notice that quite a few products are now being displayed in the new products section of the home page of the Superstore theme. There are, however, quite a bit of blank spaces here still on the home page, so we still have to fill all of this out. So I had mentioned that I was only going to do a demo on the simple products configuration and the variable products configuration once for each of those, but I think I'm going to do it one more time. So let's do one more. So at the top, I'm just going to go to the top, click on Plus New, and then I'm going to click on Product to add a product. So I'm going to be adding a variable product here, so I'm just going to give my product the product name. Next, here in the description area, I'm going to add in some content for description. This is a women's t-shirt, so in the product category on the right-hand side, I'm going to click on women's. I'm going to give this a tag of surf, since this is a surf sweatshirt, so I'll just add surf right here and click on add. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on Set Featured Image to set the image. At the top on the left, I'm going to click on Upload Files to upload a new file, and then I'm going to click on Select Files to select the file. So this is called the Just Surf t-shirt, so I'm going to select it here, select the image, and click on Open to start uploading this image. Once the image has been uploaded, I'm going to give it a title and an alternate text, and then I'm going to click on Set Featured Image. Okay, so we're good to go so far. I'm just going to click on Save Draft to save my draft, and then I'm going to scroll back down and start configuring the product data section. So I'm going to make this a variable product, so I'm going to click on Variable Product here. Then I'm going to click on Attributes to set the attributes. So I'm going to click on the Add button, this blue Add button, and I'm going to give it a couple different sizes here. So I'm going to give the attribute a name of size, and then I'm going to add my different sizes, say small and medium. And again, we're separating these with this line, this pipe symbol here. Then I want to click on these two boxes, one to make the attributes visible on the product page and also to use these attributes for variations. Once that is all set, I want to click on Save Attributes. So I also want to make sure that this particular product comes in other colors other than navy. So the other attribute I'm going to give it is color. So here, once again, where it says add, I'm going to click on add and I'm going to give it a name of color, and then the values will be navy, and I'll separate it with this pipe symbol, and then I'll give a white t-shirt, for example. So this will come in navy or white. Actually I'll add orange too. So it comes in these three colors, and I'm separating each color with the pipe symbol. Then I'm going to click on this box here to make it visible on the product page and also to use the attribute for variations. And then I want to click on Save Attributes to save the attributes. Once the attributes have been saved, then I want to click on Variations to set up variations. So the first thing we want to do here is we want to give the variation a default size and color. So I'm going to click on this and I'll make it small will be the default size and navy will be the default color. Then I want to click on the Add Variation button to start adding my different variations. So here I'm just going to give it a small, and any color will make this navy. So I'm going to set up the small and navy first, and we need to give a price for every different variation. So I'll make this 40 right here. Again, we need to change the pounds to dollars, but for the moment, I'll just leave that as 40. So the small and navy is set up. Then I'm going to click on Add Variations once again, and I'm going to say small in white, and I'll give it the price of 40 once again. You need to make sure that you do give it a price, because if you don't give it a price, then it will not show up on the product page. So, okay, the next one is add a variation one more time, and then once again, I'll do it in small, and the color will be orange, and the price will be 40. And then I need to do it 3 more times for the medium size. So I'm going to click on Add Variation, click on Medium, any color will be navy, I'll give it the price of 40. And then 2 more times, so Add Variation, click on Medium, click on White, and once again $40 for the price. And lastly, add the variation one last time and just make it medium, any color, orange, and this time I'll give it this price, same price, $40. And then I want to come down to the bottom here and I want to click on Superstore Custom Settings, and I want to have this wide page version. So I'm going to click on this larger box here. That way the sidebar will not show up on the right hand side or the left hand side, because I'm choosing the wide settings right here. Then you just want to scroll up to the very top and click on Publish to publish this product. Once the product has been published, go ahead and click on View Product by clicking on the View Product link right here. And okay, here we go. Here's our product. When I click on this, it opens up into a really nice lightbox display, so I can see it nicely there. And then notice on the right hand side we have our different attributes being displayed here. So when I click on this box, then I can also choose it in a medium. And when I click on the color box here, I have these different colors I can choose. Also, we see here's the price, 40. It's the same price for any different size or color. Here's the call to action, the Add to Cart button. And then here is the product description and the additional information related to this product. Then when we scroll down, now notice that because I've added all the products to the site, now we're seeing a bunch of related products down below. Keeping in mind that if there's a sale item, it will have this kind of flashing sale sign here that gets larger and smaller right here on the left-hand corner. So that's pretty cool. So it looks like we're good to go on products. Let's go back to the home page by clicking on Home right here. And it looks like the next thing we need to do here is we need to add some product category boxes. Also note that right now there's only 3 categories showing up, so I want to add one more category to kind of fill out this extra section. So the next step is we need to add an extra category, and we also need to add the thumbnail images to these different product categories. So to do that, you want to go up to the top and click on Dashboard. Then you want to go to the Products link right here, hover over that, and then where it says Categories, you want to click on the Categories link. Here on the Product Categories page, you can see that here are the 3 different categories we have so far. So first I want to add a new category. So this one, I'm going to call it the 2013 on sale category. And then you don't have to add a slug. It will automatically be created for you. And I'm just going to come down here. Display type is default. Let's see, I'll just leave it as the default right there. And then you do need to give it some kind of thumbnail. So I'm going to click on this link here to upload or add an image. And then I'm going to choose something here from my existing media library. So let's see, the one that I want to choose, let's see, I'll just make it this one. And then I'm going to click on this button here to use this image. And then at the bottom where it says add new product category, I'm going to click on that link right here. Okay, so here we see that this new category was added. Let's go ahead and add images to each of these product categories right here. So we need to add the thumbnail images. So to do that, I'm going to click on edit to edit the kids product category. And here at the bottom where it says thumbnail, I'm going to click on upload or add image. Then I'm going to choose my image and click on use image, and then I'm going to click on update below. Okay, so now we have 2 of the 4 thumbnails. Let's do this 2 more times. One for the men's. I'm going to click on edit. Then here's the thumbnail. I'm going to click on upload or add image, and then I'm going to select the image and then click on use image. And then at the bottom I'm going to click on update. Finally, I think we're getting the hang of this. For the women's, I'm going to click on edit. And then once again, upload, add image, and I'll choose a women's t-shirt this time. How about this one? And click on use image, and then click on update. And now we see all of the different thumbnails for our product categories have been added. So now let's go take a look at the home page. So I'm going to go up to the top and click on visit site. And now when I scroll down, now we see that the images are showing up. Note, however, that the 4th one is not being displayed here. So we need to configure the home page so that it includes this 4th thumbnail. So to do that, we need to go up to the top and click on dashboard. Then here where it says Superstore, you want to click on Superstore right here. Once you're on the Superstore theme option screen, you want to scroll down and you want to click on this link here that says Homepage. Then you want to click on Product Categories. So note that the number of product categories is already set to 4. So we've already set that, so we don't need to really change that. What we do need to do is we need to add a product to that 4th category. So just to play it safe, I'm going to click on Save All Changes just to make sure that the 4 has been set. I always like, every time I come to one of these pages, I always end up clicking on Save All Changes again, just to make sure that everything is set and double set and triple set. So what we need to do now is we need to add at least 1 product to the on sale category. So to do that, I'm going to go to the left-hand side and click on my products right here by clicking on products. And then I need to find the product that is on sale. So it looks like this is the product that is on sale. We see that it was originally $60 and now it's $50. So I'm going to click on Quick Edit here, this Quick Edit link. And I'm going to add it to the category called On Sale. So we see here on the right-hand side, it's already in the category called Women's, but I want to add it also to the 2013 On Sale category. So once I check that box, then I want to click on Update to update this particular product. Now when I go to the home page by clicking on Visit Site, now we'll see that there's a thumbnail image being displayed on the home page for every one of my different product categories. So that's great. So we're still missing a few things here, including our featured products right here. So let's go ahead and add that. So to add our featured products, we need to go to the dashboard once again. And then you want to click on the products link right here. So I'm going to click on products. And then you need to add whatever products you want to be included in the featured section. We need to add them here. So I want to add this Just Surf t-shirt. So I'm going to click on Quick Edits. And then you'll notice there's a box here that says Featured. So I'm going to click on Featured and then click on Update to update this particular product. And I'm just going to go down the list and add all the different products that I want to be displayed, that I want to have displayed in the featured product category, product section of the homepage. I'm going to add them here. So once again, I'm going to click on Quick Edit. Here where it says Featured, I'm going to check the Featured box and click on Update. And then I'll add this one as well, quick edit, and then I click on featured, and then I click on update. And then I'm going to keep doing this, quick edit, I'll feature this as well, and then I'll click on update. So I have 4 items that I've selected to be included as a featured product. So now when we go to the home page by clicking on visit site, now we'll notice that we have our slider, we have our product categories, and now you see we also have the items that we wanted to have in our featured section right here. So then when we scroll down, we have our new products, and finally we have our blog. So it looks like the last thing that we have to configure on the home page, 3 things actually. We need to add the blog section here. We have to configure the footer, and the last thing is at the very top there's a missing row right here where we can add different links to Twitter and Facebook and our phone number. So the first thing is, let's take care of the content section right here, the blog. So we see here that we do have one blog post. This is a blog post that comes with your WordPress installation, and we'll be deleting this blog post in just a moment. But let's go ahead and take care of adding some additional blog posts. To add a blog post, you want to scroll to the top and click on Dashboard. Then you can either click on plus new here and click on post, or on the left hand side you can click on post here as well, and then underneath that you can add a new post by clicking on this add new link. You can also add a new post once you're on the post screen by clicking on add new right here. So I'm going to click on add new to add a new post. Then I'm going to give my new post a title. And once the post has a title, I'm also going to add a description here for the post. Then we can place it in a category if we'd like. So this is a blog category, not a product category. So I'll go ahead and click on add new category right here, and I'll just call this blog, and then I'll click on add new category. This particular post is going to be about surfboards, so I'll give it a tag of surfboard. And once again, these categories and tags are related to the blog post, not to the product. So you'll have product categories and blog post categories, and you'll have product tags and blog post tags. So they're 2 different types, but they're pretty much the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to click on add to add this tag. And the other thing is I want to add an image above my text. So to add an image to your blog post, I'm just going to place the cursor where I want the image to be displayed, and then I'm going to click on add media right here to add my media. Then I'm going to scroll down and see if there's any images here. It looks like this one, the same image that I used for the slider. I'm going to use that again for my blog post by just clicking on it right here to highlight it. And then notice here on the right hand side we can add the alignment to be left, center, or right. I'll just click on center. And then we can link it to a media file, an attachment page, a custom URL, or nothing. I'm not going to link this image to anything. I'm just going to click on none. And then you see that here when I click on the size, you can select what size you would like the image to be, whether a thumbnail, a medium size, large, or full size. So I'll just click on large to see how that one displays, and then I'll click on insert into post. So here we have my image right here. The next step is I want to scroll down and I want to set the featured image. So I'm going to click on set featured image, and I'm going to pull the same image to be the featured image. So the difference between the featured image and the image within the blog post, I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. So here is the featured image. I've selected it, and then you want to click on set featured image. So there you go. Now we have the featured image. Then I'm just going to scroll down. It looks like I can't scroll down any further, and I'm just going to scroll back up, and I'm going to click on publish to publish this post. So now let's take a look at the post. When I click on view post, here we see here is the image within the blog post, but when I go back to the home page, you'll note that the featured image is also now being displayed on the home page. So I'm going to click on home right here. And when I scroll down, we'll see here is the featured image for this blog post. So this is the featured image, and then when you actually click on the blog itself, the blog title, then you'll note here is the image that you inserted into the actual post. So I'm going to add one more blog post. You can also notice when I scroll down, there's an about the author section here, And then here is the comment section as well. So let's add one more blog post. So I'm going to go up to the top and click on Post plus New Post. And then as we did before, I'm going to give my new post a title. So I'm just going to add my title in right here. Then in the description section, I'm going to add some content right there. And this time I want to add an image gallery, not just one image, but a number of different images. So I'm going to click on Add Media to add my media. And then once we add on the media screen, we want to click on the Create Gallery link right here on the left-hand top side. So I'm going to click on Create Gallery to create my gallery. And then you want to select the images that you want to have included in your gallery. So I'm going to add this shirt, and let's see, maybe this shirt right here. And then I'm going to click on Create a New Gallery. Okay, so here are the items that will be included in the gallery. If you'd like to reverse the order or change or move things around, you can just simply drag them. And you'll see here you can just drag however you want the images to be displayed. You can just do so like that. So okay, so I'm going to keep it like that. And then on the right-hand side, you can see if you want to have 3 columns, and I have 3 items, so I would like to have 3 different columns, but you can select however many columns you want to have displayed right here. So I'll keep it at 3, and then I'm going to click on Insert Gallery to insert the gallery. So okay, now that we have the title, the gallery, and the description here, I'm going to add it to the category called blog right here, and I'm going to call this also surf t-shirts, so t-shirts. And I want the tag actually to be surf t-shirts, not surf and t-shirts, so I'm not going to put a comma in between these two. If I add a comma, then I'll have 2 tags. One tag will be surf and the other tag will be t-shirts. So I'm just going to leave it as one big tag right there and click on Add. Next, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to set the featured image by clicking on Set Featured Image. And then I'm going to upload an image by clicking on the Upload File link right here on the top left. Then I'll click on Select File to select the file, and I'm going to find the file that I need here. I want to add this waves image right here. So I'm going to highlight the image, highlight the file, and click on Open. And here we have the file that I want to use. So once again, I'm going to give it a title, and I'm going to give it an alternate text, and click on Set Featured Image. And then I want to click on Publish to publish this post. So now the post has been published, however, the gallery is not quite set up the way I'd like to have it set up. So for example, if you just check out the post right now, the gallery is just going to lead one image will go to its own image page. And what I would like to have is I want to have the gallery be displayed in a light box so that when you click on the images stay on the blog post. So before we can actually check out to view the post and the gallery, let's go add the Lightbox to the site. So we need to add this plugin called Jetpack. So I'm going to go to the left-hand side and click on Plugins. And then at the top of the plugin screen, I'm going to click on Add New to add a new plugin. The plugin we're looking for is called Jetpack, so I'm going to do a search for it right here. And then I'm going to click on Search Plugins to search for the Jetpack plugin. So here we see it's at the top. It's called Jetpack by WordPress.com. So I'm going to click on this link here to install now. Are you sure you want to install this plugin? Yes, okay. And once a plugin has been successfully installed, you want to click on this link that says Activate Plugin. Okay, your Jetpack is almost ready. However, a connection to WordPress.com is needed to enable the features. So we need to connect the plugin to WordPress.com. So I'm going to click on this button here that says Connect to WordPress.com. So here we see we need to connect the website with the plugin and with WordPress.com. The good news is that WordPress.com is free, so if you do not already have a WordPress.com account, you can go ahead and click on this link here that says Need an Account. Then you'll see here on WordPress.com, all you have to do is add your email address and create a username and password, and then you click on Sign Up to sign up for WordPress.com. Once again, the good news is that WordPress.com is free. Once you've created your WordPress.com account, then you want to go back to the page here where it says connect the website with Jetpack and with WordPress.com. So I already have a WordPress.com account, so I'm just going to add my username here along with my password. And then I'm going to click on Authorize Jetpack to authorize Jetpack. Okay, you're fueled up and ready to go. The features below are now active, so click the Learn More buttons to explore each feature. So the cool thing about Jetpack is that with Jetpack you get a number of different features that you can add to your website to enhance the functionality of your website. So when you scroll down, you can see all of these different features that you can now add to your website. So the one that I want to add here is called Carousel, and it's here on the left-hand side. So I'm just going to click on Activate to activate the carousel. And the carousel has been activated. So this now allows that gallery that we just created in the blog post, it will now allow the images to be featured in a lightbox. So we'll look at that in just a moment. The other thing that I do want to add, since we're on the Jetpack screen, is I like to add Jetpack comments. Jetpack comments, as you can click on here, learn more, it gives your comments kind of extra functionality so that when anyone wants to comment, they can use their Twitter or Facebook accounts when they're commenting on your site. So I really love this commenting feature function here, so I'm going to click on Activate to activate Jetpack comments. Okay, so now let's go to the home page and take a look at our home page so far. So I'm going to go to the top and click on Visit Site. And here we have our slider, we have our product categories, our featured products, our new products, and now when we scroll down we see that we are starting to see a semblance of a blog post right here. Then when I click on my latest post right here, I'm going to click on the title right here, and here you'll see we have our different images, and when I click on each one of them it opens up into a really cool, really nice lightbox display. Okay, so that is how you add an image gallery with a lightbox to your blog post. Also note, when you scroll down to the comments section right now where it says leave a reply and I click in the enter comment here box, now you can see that I'm already logged in, so I just have my little image here and it says that I'm commenting using my Katrina.com account. But if someone else has not yet logged in, they'll also have a way to leave a comment with their Twitter or their Facebook account. So that's a really cool extra feature. Now notice here there's an author section, and this is not filled out. So let's take care of filling out the author section here. To do that, you want to go up to the top right hand side and you want to click on Edit My Profile underneath your name here, your username. And then you want to scroll down to where it says bio, about yourself, a bio, and you want to add some information about your bio. So I'll just write, this is my bio and something about me. My bio will show up in the author section on any blog posts I write. Please visit my website, and I have the actual website domain name. So then I'm just going to add that in this about you, this biographical info section, and I'm going to come to the bottom and I'm going to click on Update Profile to update the profile. Now when I go to the blog post by clicking on Visit Site and scrolling down to the blog post here and clicking on the title of the blog post, now we see when I scroll down here there is some information showing up in the author section right here. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do on this site is when we go to the top, you notice that the bar is not showing up here. We have an extra row that we can add here with different links like Facebook and Twitter and your phone number. So let's add that now. I'm going to go back to the dashboard by clicking on Dashboard. And then once you're on the dashboard, you want to click on Superstore on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on Superstore to go to the theme option screen of the Superstore theme. Here on the Superstore theme option screen, we want to scroll down, and where it says subscribe and connect, we want to click on setup. Then here I want to click on this link here that says enable, subscribe, and connect on the single post. So I'm going to check this box. And you can leave a subscribe title if you'd like to enter the title to show in your subscribe and connect area. I'll just say connect on the web. And then I'm going to have this one is checked down below as well, and then I'm going to click on Save All Changes to save the changes. Next, I want to go to the subscribe settings here, and you can either add a subscribe by email ID, a FeedBurner ID here, or if you have a MailChimp account, you can add your MailChimp list subscribe URL, and you can just click on this right here. I'm going to leave this empty for the moment. I just wanted to point these two different options out. So next I'm going to click on Connect Settings right down below in the Subscribe and Connect section. So I'm going to click on Connect Settings. I am going to uncheck this because I don't use RSS much anymore. I'm not sure. It's kind of not as popular as it used to be. So if you'd like to keep it though, go ahead and leave it checked. I'm just going to fill out all of my different social networks here. So I'll add Twitter, and then you can add Facebook. Also, just keep in mind you want to start with http:// and then it would be like facebook.com and a / and then whatever your URL is after the Facebook domain. I'll also add YouTube right here. I'm not going to add all of these accounts, just a few of them right here. So I'll add YouTube. You can also add Flickr, LinkedIn, Delicious, and your Google Plus URL. So once you have that set up the way that you like, go ahead and click on Save All Changes to save the changes. And then I'm going to scroll down here. You can add an ad if you'd like by clicking on Advertising. I'm not going to do that. I don't like to have ads on my site, but if you'd like to do that, this would be the section where you could add an ad. I'm going to go directly to the Contact page here by clicking on Contact Page. And this is where, let's see, Enable Contact Information Panel. You can enable the Contact Information Panel, so I'm going to click on this. And then this is where you can add your location name, your address, your telephone, your fax number, and so on. So I'll just add a fictitious phone number here for the moment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do the same thing with the fax, 800 567 8900. Okay, and then you want to add a contact form email, so I'll add my email in here. And you can add your Twitter name, so I'll add my Twitter name right here. Okay, and then if you want to enable the subscribe and connect functionality on the contact page template, you can do so as well by checking this box. So I am going to check that box, and when you're all done, you just want to scroll to the top and click on Save All Changes. So then, let's see, you can also add maps on your contact page if you'd like to by clicking on this link here to add a map. And here you can just add the coordinates for your Google Maps, and you can find out more about that by clicking on this link here that goes to Google Maps. So I'm not going to add a map to my contact page. I'm just going to leave it as that, and then I'm going to go up to the site and click on Visit Site to visit the site. Okay, so we see that the top row is still not being displayed, and when I scroll down, let's see what else is going on down here. So we do see, however, that now in the footer, all of the information is being displayed down here. So let's take care of getting the top row situated here, and also note that our menu items are not how I want them to be. So these are the default menu configurations. Let's go ahead and change the menu here, and also add the menu right up here at the top. So to change the menu, I'm going to go to the left-hand side here, hover over the website name, and then I'm going to scroll down here where it says Menus. And here on the Menu Screen tab, you can just create a new menu by giving it a name. I'll just call it Menu. And then you want to click on this blue button here that says Create Menu. And then you'll notice that this theme supports 2 menus, so we need to select which menu appears in each location. So I'm going to have my regular menu right here, and then I'm going to click on this plus sign to add a new menu. So I'll add another menu here, I'll call it Top Menu, and then I'll click on Create Menu. So now I have 2 different menus. One is called Menu and the other one is called Top Menu. And then the second step is I need to actually set them right here in the Theme Locations section. So the primary menu I'm going to call Menu, and the top menu I'm going to call Top Menu. So I have them configured like that, and then I'm going to click on Save to save the menus. So now I have two menus, however there's nothing in the menu, so we need to start adding some pages to the menu. So I would like to add in the top menu section, let's see, we have not created any pages yet, so I'm going to go directly to the actual menu. I'm going to click on menu, and we can at least add a few items to the menu, the main menu right here. So I want to add a link that says home. So this will be actually to the website homepage. So I'll just put the domain name there, and I'll call it home, and I'll click on add to menu, and then you'll see it pops up right there. The other items that I want to add are my product categories. So we notice that here are the blog categories, but we don't see the product categories right here. So if you don't see product categories, you need to come up to the top, click on screen options right here, and then you have all these other different things that you can display on your screen. So the one that I want is called product categories, so I'm going to check this box, and then I'm going to click on screen options once again to collapse this particular section. And now when I scroll down, I see I also have product categories. So I want to add all of these different product categories to my menu. That'll make it really easy for anyone who comes to my site to easily find different products within my product catalog. So I'm going to check each of them and click on add to menu. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to configure it the way I would like. So instead of calling it women's, I actually want to call it shop women's. So I'm just going to add the word shop there, and then let's see, scroll down. I want to call this shop kids. So the actual category name is called kids, but I'm just adding a label here that says shop kids. And then finally it will say shop men's, and then the last one I want to say, let's see, 2013 on sale. I'll call it shop our sales. Or actually I'll just call it on sale. Okay, like that. Now what you want to do is you just want to click on save menu to save the menu. And if you do want to rearrange any of these, you can easily do so by just dragging these up like that. Drag them up. If you want to actually make a sub menu, you can just indent it a little bit like that. I'm not going to indent it though. I'll just leave it like that. Shop women's, shop kids, shop men's, and then on sale. And then you just want to click on save menu to save the menu. So we've set up the main menu right here, but we see that there's nothing in the top menu. So let's go ahead and take a look at the website so far, and then we'll come back and we'll add some pages that we can then add to our top menu. So when I go to the top and click on Visit Site, now we see we do have our top row showing up right here, but there are no extra pages, so we need to add a few pages right here. And then you do see that now the menu is looking pretty nice too. I have my different menu items right here. So I'm going to go back to home. So let's go ahead and create some pages. So to do that, I'm going to go up to the top and click on Dashboard. And this time I'm going to go to Pages, and I'm going to click on Add New. And the first page I'm going to create is an About page about the company. So I'm just going to call it About. And then in the description box, I'm going to add some content. And like we did before, I want to add an image right before the actual text. So I'm going to place the cursor right before the L in the first word, and I'm going to click on Add Media to add some media. Then I'm going to click on Upload Files to upload a file, and click on Select Files. And then I need to select the file, so I'm going to click my file here and click on Open. And now here we have the image that I want to have displayed on the About page. So I'll just call this the name of my website domain, and I'll add the alternate text as well. And then note, this is an important part to add. Right here it says Attachment Display Settings, and you can set the alignment. So I'm going to keep it left aligned, so I'm going to click on left right here. I'm going to link it to nothing, so I'm going to click on none. And then you'll notice when I click on the size, I can have a thumbnail, medium, or full size. I am going to choose a medium size right here, 300 by 285, and then I'm going to click on Insert into Page. Okay, so here I have the picture as well as the content, and I'm going to actually add a little bit more content here to just fill that out a little bit. And then we'll see here on the right hand side we have our page attributes. So I'm going to keep this as a parent page. That means it's a top level page. And when I click next on template here, when I click on this, you'll see there's tons of different options here for this particular page. So I do not want to have a sidebar on the About page, so I'm going to choose a full width page by clicking on full width right here. Next, I'm going to scroll down, and I'm not going to create a featured image for this page. I don't really need it. So I think I'm good to go. I will click on this wide layout here just to make sure. We did already choose full width, so I shouldn't need to do that, but just as a double check, I'm going to click on this too. So once you have all of that set, you just want to click on Publish to publish this page. Okay, so the page was published. To view the page, I'm going to click on View Page, and here we have my About page. So that looks pretty good. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to create another page. I also want to add a blog to this website. So to do that, I need to add a new page by clicking on Plus New and clicking on Page to add a new page. And this time the new page is going to be called Blog, just like that. And then instead I'm going to leave it blank. I'm not going to add anything here. It'll be empty. And on the right hand side where it says Page Attributes, in the template section, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to choose Blog. You can choose either a regular blog or a blog with a grid. I am going to choose the regular blog right here. So now the template for this page is simply Blog. So I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm just going to click on Publish to publish this page. And next, the next page that I'd like to create is a contact page so anyone can easily contact me via the website. So the last page I want to add is a contact page. So once again, I'm going to go up to the top, hover over Plus New, and click on Page. And this page, I'm going to just, once again, I'm going to call it Contact. And on the right hand side, I'm going to click on Template. And I'm going to choose this link here that says Contact Form, and then I'm going to click on Publish to publish the page. So now when I click on View Page to view the contact page, we see here I have my contact page set up with my telephone number, my fax, my email address, my different social networks here, and there's a form here where anyone can fill out their name and email and a message, and then they can click on Submit to submit a message to me directly through my website. So that looks good so far. Now let's take the 3 pages we've just added, the About page, the Blog page, and the Contact page, and let's add them to the links here in the top menu bar. So to do that, you want to go to the menus by hovering over the website name at the top and clicking on Menus. And then here you want to click on the top menu because you can see that the regular menu has already been configured. So I'm going to click on Top Menu. And then I'm going to add the pages right here on the left-hand side. I'm going to check the pages that I want to have displayed, the contact page, the blog, and the About page. And then I'm going to click on this button that says Add to Menu. Then you just want to organize this how you would like it to be displayed. So I would like the About page to come first, and then the Blog page to come second, and then the Contact page. So I'm just going to drag them around like that. And then I'm going to click on this button here that says Save Menu. Okay, so the top menu has been updated. So now when I go to the top and click on Visit Site, now we see that these different pages are now listed in the top right-hand corner. I have my phone number, fax number, Twitter and Facebook links. I have my menus. So let's see, what else do we need to add to the site? So here we see that I still have some widgets that I need to have configured. So let's take care of the widgets next. To take care of the widgets, you want to go to the top left-hand side. You can either click on Dashboard to go to widgets, or you can go directly to widgets by clicking on widgets right here. I'm going to click on Dashboard. And then I'm going to hover over Appearance. And when you hover over Appearance, you'll see that Widgets pops up once again. So I'm going to click on Widgets right here. And widgets give you a way to add customized content to your sidebar. So here on the right-hand side, you'll see the different sidebars that come with the Superstore e-commerce theme by WooThemes. We have a primary sidebar, which is the default sidebar, and then you have several footer sections here, and then you have the homepage sidebar. So with this theme, you can configure the homepage in two different ways, either by clicking on Superstore and going to the theme options page, which is how we have configured the home page, or you can use the homepage widget right here. So I am not going to use this homepage widget, but I am going to configure the default sidebar, also known as the primary sidebar. So these are all the different widgets that come with your installation of WordPress, and I'm not going to use these, so I'm just going to drag them kind of over to deactivate them. So I'm going to just drag all of these over and get rid of them because I don't want these. And in their place, I will keep the search. Actually, no, I don't want this search either because this is a search of the entire site. What I would like instead of search is a product search. So there's two different things. There's search of all the content on your site, and there's a product search. So since this is an e-commerce website, I just want to give people a way to search for products. So I'm going to move that over to deactivate it as well. And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for the product search widget. Let's see where that is located. It should be a WooCommerce widget. So here it is, WooCommerce product search, a search box for products only. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to drag it to the top. And once I have it here, I'm just going to release it right in my primary sidebar, and I could say, give it a title, search for products, and then I'm going to click on save. So the next widget that I like to add here is the shopping cart. So I'm going to scroll down once again. All of these different widgets are all options that you can add to your sidebar. So you just kind of need to choose whichever one that you want to display. We have, let's see, there's some Superstore widgets, and then most importantly, I really love all of these different WooCommerce ones. Like you can feature the bestsellers, the cart, the featured products. You can feature your on-sale products, or you can give it a price filter. So the next one that I want to feature will be the WooCommerce cart. Display the user's cart in the sidebar, so I'll drag that one up to the top. And I'll release it right underneath that. So we'll just call that cart, and then I'll click on save. And then the last thing that I want to feature are the actual featured products. So I'm going to grab this one right here, WooCommerce featured products. I'll just add that one as a demo. Go to the very top, and then right underneath the cart, I'm going to drop that in, and I'll call this featured products. And then you can specify how many featured products you want to have displayed. So I will display 4 of them and click on save. And now when we go to the website by clicking on visit site, and then when I scroll down to the sidebar, now we'll notice these different items are now customized within the sidebar. So this is all custom content that we've reconfigured for the sidebar. So the next thing that we need to do down here is we notice that there's nothing in the actual footer section. So to configure the footer section, you want to go up to the dashboard. So I'm going to click on dashboard. Then you want to click on Superstore to go to the theme options screen. Then on the theme options screen, you want to scroll down and you want to click on footer customization right here. And here you can select how many footer widget areas you want to display. So here's 1 footer area, 2, 3, and 4. I will add 3 right here, so I'm going to click on this link right here. And also note that there's some other things that you can add here as well. I'm not going to touch any of these, but you can just kind of look them over and read through these and determine if you want to use these. I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to select how many footer widget areas I want, and I'm going to click on Save All Changes. And keeping in mind that I've selected 3 widget areas, now I need to go back to the widgets and add the widgets in the footer. So I'm going to go to the left-hand side where it says Appearance and click on Widgets. And here on the widget screen, the first thing that I want to do is I want to add a widget to footer number 1. So I'm going to open this up by clicking on this caret. Then I'm going to grab some text. So I'm going to look for the text widget. The text widget enables you to create custom text content in the widget area. So I'm going to grab this one. It says text. I'm going to drag that up to the footer 1 area, footer 1 widget. I'm going to drop it right in there. I'm going to call this About Our Store. And I'm going to just kind of drop in some content there. This is a short description of our online store, what we sell and why we got started doing this. And there may be a call to action to check our products or contact us. So I will add the button, the call to action button, in just a moment. So right now I just want to save this by clicking on the save button, and I'll close it. And then I want to add some content to footer 2 and 3. So I'm going to open up footer 2. In footer 2 I want to add the Flickr widget. So I'm just going to scroll down here and look for the Flickr widget. Here it says Woo Flickr. This Flickr widget populates photos from a Flickr ID. So I'm going to grab that and add that right up here. So I'm going to drop that right here where it says Flickr widget. So what we need to do is we need to get the Flickr ID. So I'm going to click on this link, the ID getter link. And here, this is a great little tool that lets you easily find your Flickr ID so you can add Flickr photos to your Superstore e-commerce website. So here I'm just going to add my username right here. And then I'm going to click on Find. And then I'm going to go back to my website and I'm going to drop in the ID provided by the ID getter. So here in the Flickr ID getter, I'm just going to pop in the ID number right here. And then you want to specify how many photos you want to have displayed. So I want to display 6 photos, and then you can choose the type. I'll just say this is a user. You can sort them from latest or random. I'll just leave it at the default of latest, and you can also specify what kind of size you want. I'll just keep it at square. Once you have this set up, you want to go ahead and click on Save to save your changes. Okay, the last one that we want to fill out is footer 3. So I'm going to open that one up, and here I want to find my featured products because I like to feature the featured products on the 3rd footer section. So I'm just going to scroll down here, and where it says WooCommerce featured products, I'll just drag that one up to the 3rd footer widget area. So I'm just going to drop that right in here, and I'll call it featured products, and I'm going to add 5 images or 5 products right there. And then I'm going to click on Save to save this particular setting. So now let's go check out the website. I'm going to go up to the top and click on Visit Site. And now when I scroll down all the way to the bottom, now we see here we have the footer section all configured. So we have a couple things to do. I want to add a button here, and I'm also going to add a button in the About page. So let's go to the About page first by clicking on About. And then I'm going to click on Edit to edit this page. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and I want to add a call to action button right here on the About page that goes to the Contact page. So to do that, I want to add a button here. So I'm going to click on this blue icon here that says Insert Woo Theme Shortcode. There's 2 different Woo icons here. There's one on the left that just says Insert Shortcode, and then there's one here that says Insert Woo Theme Shortcode. So I'm going to click on the blue icon here, and then I'm going to click on Button. And then here in the title, I'm just going to call it Contact Me, or Contact Us, Contact Me. And then I'll include a link. Now you can include any link to any page you want, but I'm going to include a link to my contact page. And I happen to know that is the domain name and then a / and then simply contact. I'm going to make this a large button, and I'm also going to specify the background color and the border. So I happen to know the code for the blue that I want is the blue color is this code right here. It's a #2AB6D6. So I'm going to add this code for both the background color and the border. And then I'm going to click on Insert to insert this button. So WordPress is really great like that. You just add in your different settings you like, and then WordPress will automatically generate the code needed to make that button happen, which is really great. So you don't need to know any code. So this is the same code that I want for the widget, so I'm going to copy it here. So I'm going to highlight all of that and copy it. So I've just copied this section here. And meanwhile, I'm going to click on Update to update the page with this new button. So I'm going to click on Update. Now when we go to check out the page by clicking on View Page, and now we scroll down, we see here's a button right here that says Contact Me, and it's the same color as the other blue colors in this particular website. And when I click on this, it goes directly to the contact page. So that's really cool. So what I want to do now is I want to go back to the widget area here at the bottom, and I want to add the same contact button right below this text. So remember, I just copied it, so I'm just going to go back to the widget area by clicking on widget right here. And then under footer 1, I'm going to click on this little caret, and then I'll click on this one for About Our Store. And then remember that I just copied that button code, so I'm just going to paste it right here underneath this text. Then I'm going to click, instead of saying Contact Me, you could actually say Shop Now or Shop for Products. And if you do that, then you just have to add a different shop link right here in between these two quotation marks. So I'm just going to keep it at Contact Me. And then I'm just going to click on Save to save the changes. So once all of the different widgets are set up for the footer, we're really just down to a few more things before the website is completed. So next, let's take care of setting up the payment method as well as setting up the shipping for the e-commerce site. So to do that, I'm going to go up to the top here, and then where it says WooCommerce, I'm going to click on WooCommerce right here. And here we can see the orders page, but what I really want is I want the settings. So I'm going to click on Settings right here underneath WooCommerce. And here you see the settings page for all the different areas of the WooCommerce site. So there's the General tab, Catalog, Pages, Inventory, Tax, Shipping, Payment Gateways, Emails, and Integration. So the first thing we want to do is we want to change pounds to US dollars, since I'm in the US and not in the UK. So you notice right here it says United Kingdom. So you just want to click on that, and then you want to choose whatever country you are in. So I am just going to choose the US, and I'm in California. So I'm going to click on this right here, US California. And then for the currency, I want to choose dollars instead of pounds. So I'm just going to scroll down here and look for dollars and click on dollars right there. Allowed countries, all countries. Okay, that looks good. And yes, I do want to enable the use of coupons, and we'll create a coupon in just a moment as well. So I usually leave the rest of these default settings set the way they are. Those usually work well for me. So I'll just leave all like that, and I'm going to scroll down here, and then I'm just going to click on Save Changes to save the changes. Next, I want to set up shipping. So here over on the Shipping tab, I'm going to click on Shipping. And here you see all the different shipping options that you can choose on the Shipping Options page. So yes, I want to enable shipping, and I do not want to have a shipping calculator on the cart page, but if you'd like that, you can keep that checked. I'm going to uncheck that. And then I'm going to scroll down here, and you can see here on the right hand side that free shipping is currently enabled. So for e-commerce sites, it's always good if you can to offer free shipping, because it's one less thing that customers have to worry about, and it's often a good incentive for them to purchase from your e-commerce website. So I am going to keep it as free shipping, and I'm going to set the default to free shipping by clicking on this button right here, and then I'm going to click on Save Changes to save the changes. Now note that if you prefer to have flat rate shipping or international delivery, or local pickup, those are some other shipping options that you can choose. And if you wanted to set that up, you would just click on flat rate, for example, and then you would want to click on Enable the shipping method to enable the flat rate shipping method, and then you would scroll down, and you could either put the cost per order directly right here. So if you wanted it to be, say, $10, you would just put 10 right there, and then you can come down here and you can click on Save Changes. Also notice that on this page, as on some of the other pages, there are all these question marks, and when you hover on top of them, it'll give you a little tooltip that tells you exactly what the field does. So for example, when I hover over this question mark, it says enter a cost per order, example $5, or leave blank to disable. So if you ever forget what these different fields do, you can just hover over the question mark and it'll tell you. So that's really a great feature. So as mentioned, one more thing about this. Once you save the method I'm going to save it right now as an example. So if I wanted it to be flat rate shipping of $10, I would just click on save. And then I want to go back to shipping options. And note that now there are two different statuses that are enabled, flat rate and free shipping. So if you only want flat rate, then you would have to click on flat rate here to make this the default and click on Save Changes. And then second, you'd have to go to the free shipping page and you'd have to disable the free shipping. So you'd have to go up to free shipping. And then here where it says enable free shipping, you'd have to uncheck it and then click Save Changes. Now when I go back to the shipping options page by clicking on shipping options, now you'll notice that there's only one status right here, the flat rate. So as mentioned, I want free shipping, however, so I'm going to reverse everything we did for flat rate. So I'm going to click on free shipping, click on Save Changes. Then I want to go to free shipping and I want to enable it. So I'm going to go to free shipping and click on enable free shipping and click on Save Changes. And then I'm going to go to flat rate and I'm going to disable the flat rate shipping. So I'm just going to uncheck it, and I could also delete this number here. And then I want to come to the bottom and click on Save Changes. So just to make sure we have everything set, I'm going to click on shipping options again. And here we can see the free shipping is enabled and it's currently the default setting for my shipping method. So we're good to go on shipping. The next thing is let's go create a coupon. So here on the left hand side underneath WooCommerce, there's a link here for coupons. So I'm going to click on that right here. And here we are on the coupons page. So I'm going to click on add coupon to add a coupon. And here on the Add New Coupon screen, I'm going to create a coupon code. So I'll call this Summer Fun. And you can give your coupon a description. This is really optional. It's for your own reference. You can choose what kind of discount type you want, either a cart discount, a cart percentage discount, product discount, or product percentage discount. And then you can decide what the value of the coupon will be. So I'll make this $5, so it'll be $5 off. Also note that you can create coupons for free shipping, for individual use. You can exclude sale items. There's all kinds of all these different specifications to really kind of narrow down on exactly what the coupon is for, if it's for a certain product or excluding products. So you want to just read through all of the different options here and create a coupon that is the kind of coupon that works best for you. So for me right now, this is just going to be a really simple coupon. It's just $5 off for the cart at large, and the coupon code is going to be Summer Fun. So I'm going to click on Publish to publish this new coupon. Okay, so the coupon has been updated. So the last thing we want to do is we want to set up the payment method. To do that, I'm going to go to Settings right here underneath WooCommerce. I'm going to click on Settings. And here on the Settings page, I'm going to click on Payment Gateways. And we can see here that the payment gateways by default, the direct bank transfer is enabled, the check payment is enabled, and PayPal is enabled. So I want to remove direct bank transfer and check payment. So to remove them, I need to go first to BACS, that's the bank transfer, and I need to click on that. And here where it says Enable Bank Transfer, I'm going to uncheck it. And then I'm going to come to the bottom and click on Save Changes. Then I'm going to click on Check right next to it. And I'm also going to disable the check payment option. So I uncheck that box and click on Save Changes. And now we see when I go back to my payment gateways right over here, we now see that the only payment gateway that is enabled is PayPal. So I'm going to click on this button here to make PayPal the default, and then I'm going to click on Save Changes at the bottom. Also notice that there are other payment methods that you can use. For example, there's cash on delivery, or there's the credit card option right here through Mijura. I may be pronouncing that wrong. So you would just want to click the box here, or click this radio button, and then click on Save Changes if you wanted to enable any of these other ones, and then you'd want to set them up on each of these different pages. I'm just going to use PayPal for the moment because this is the easiest payment method to set up, and I already have a PayPal account. So the next thing we need to do for PayPal is we need to click on this link here that says PayPal. And here on the PayPal settings page, you notice that PayPal is enabled because there's a checkbox here. And then here you want to add your PayPal email. So I'm just going to add my PayPal email right here. And you can also add your receiver email if you like. So I'll just put the same email. Okay, and then I'm just going to come to the bottom here and it says, let's see, I'm going to disable the PayPal sandbox that's just used for testing. So I'm going to uncheck this box, and then I'm going to click on Save Changes to save my PayPal method settings. Okay, so it looks like PayPal is all set up. So the good news also with PayPal is that a customer does not have to have a PayPal account in order to use PayPal to pay for any of the products on your website. They can sign in as a guest. They don't have to have a PayPal account. So let's take a look now that the website is all set up. Oh, there's two other options here too. Let me click on these. So I'm going to click on emails. So here we have the email sender options, and as it notes at the top, it says the following options affect the sender, the email address and name used in WooCommerce emails. So you want to set up your from name here as well as your email address if it's not already configured, and then come to the bottom and click on Save Changes. I'm going to leave the defaults here. Those look good to me, and I just want to take a look quickly at integration as well. So this is an important one to point out. If you are using Google Analytics, and I recommend that you use Google Analytics so that you can track the site activity and you can get a better sense data-wise of what's happening on your website, where people are coming from, what pages people are bouncing off from. Like, Google Analytics is a really great tool. It's a free service provided by Google that generates detailed statistics about the visitors you have on your website. So you can go to Google, you can Google Google Analytics, and you can sign up for the free Google Analytics service, and then you can come back to this page, and then you can paste in your Google Analytics ID right here, and then you can click on Save Changes to set up Google Analytics on your site. The other place where you can add Google Analytics is by going to Superstore here on the left-hand side. I'm going to click on that. And here on the General Settings tab of the Superstore theme options, so I'm right here on General Settings, when you scroll down, you'll notice that there's a tracking code box here where you can also paste your Google Analytics tracking code. So there's two places within this Superstore e-commerce theme where you can add your Google Analytics code. Once you add it here, you can click on Save All Changes. So that's just something with Google Analytics. And finally, I just want to comment on this message that's here. Woo SEO and Sidebar Manager have been removed. So for your SEO needs, we encourage you to use the WordPress SEO plugin. So I'm going to add that now just to show you how to do that. I'm going to go to Plugins, click on Add New. This is a really great SEO plugin. So it's called WordPress SEO by Yoast. And then you just want to click on Search Plugins. And it's the second one here. It's called WordPress SEO by Yoast. You can see it almost has 5 stars. And I'm going to click on Install Now. You can also click on Details to learn more about this particular plugin, but it's awesome. Here, I'll just click on that right now. So we see when I click on Details, you see that it has been downloaded 4 million plus times, and it has pretty much a 5-star rating. So this is a really awesome SEO plugin. So I highly recommend you install this. So I'm going to click on Install Now. And once the WordPress SEO by Yoast is installed, then you want to click on Activate to activate the plugin. Okay, so you're going to get this message that says whether you want to allow tracking or do not allow tracking. And as it notes here, it says, "You've just installed SEO by Yoast. Please help us improve it by allowing us to gather anonymous usage stats so we know which configurations, plugins, and themes to test with." So I'll come back to this later. I'm not going to allow tracking right now. I'm just going to close that. But now when I go back to the Superstore by clicking on Superstore, now I've already added this plugin, so I can close this message. I don't need this anymore, so I'm going to close this message. I've taken care of that. Are you sure you'd like to close this banner? Yes, I would, because I've already taken care of that plugin. And now let's go to the website and let's check out the checkout process. So I'm going to go to the top, click on Visit Site, and here we are on the home page of our Superstore e-commerce theme by Woo Themes. Now we've completed setting up the website. So congratulations if you've made it this far. So let's go ahead and let's add a product to the cart so we can see what the purchase experience is like for a customer. We also have to delete this post, by the way. This is the default post that comes with the WordPress installation. So I'll do that later. But anyway, to add a product, I'm just going to click on Shop Women's and I'm going to add a product to my page. So let's see, I'm going to add this sale product right here. I can add it directly just by clicking on Add. So let's see, or I can go to the product page. So I'll click on this. And we can see that this is a one-size-fits-all kind of shirt because there's no sizes or colors here. And when I click on additional information, as it notes here, it says one size fits all. So I'm going to add this one to the cart. This was originally $60 on sale for $50, and I'm going to add one more item as well. So when I scroll down, you'll see here's my other related products. So I'm going to click on this one that says Just Surf, and I'm going to add the Just Surf t-shirt as well to my shopping cart. So here you see that this one is $40, and I can choose all these different sizes, small or medium. So I'll choose a medium, and I can choose these different colors. I like navy, so I'll go with navy. And then I'm going to click on this button here that says Add to Cart. So I've added 2 items to my shopping cart. And we can see that right here it says 2, and when I hover over that, there's a thumbnail of what the 2 items are that I've added to my cart. So I'm just going to click on View the Cart by clicking on View Cart. And here we're on the cart page. So when I scroll down, also keep in mind right now I have this sidebar. It's usually not a good idea to have a sidebar on a shopping cart because you don't want to have anyone be distracted from completing the purchase process. So let's edit this page. I want to get rid of the sidebar on the shopping cart. I'm going to go up to the top, click on Edit Page. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here and I'm going to select the general settings, the layout. I want it to be this large layout with no sidebar. So I'm going to click on this large layout. And then I'm going to click on Update to update this page. And then I want to click on View the Page and go back to my shopping cart experience. So that looks so much better. So now the sidebar is gone and I'm just completely focused on my products, which is exactly what you want to have on an e-commerce website. So okay, great. We have the thumbnail, the title, the price, the quantity. So $90 is the cart subtotal. Notice I have free shipping, so the order total is $90, and I do want to apply the coupon that we created, so I'm going to add that here, Summer Fun, and I'm going to click on Apply Coupon. And now we see when I scroll down, now the order total is $85. It was originally $90, but I got my $5 off right here, so the order total is $85. So I'm going to proceed to checkout by clicking on Proceed to Checkout. And once again, we have the sidebar here, which I do not want on my checkout page. So I'm going to go up to the top and click on Edit Page. And as we did with the cart page, I'm going to just scroll down here to the layout, click on the wide layout with no sidebar, and then come up to the top and click on Update to update my checkout page. Then I'm going to click on View Page to continue the process. And once again, now we see the sidebar has been removed, and here's my checkout page. So here on the checkout page, then the customer would just add in their billing address, And if they'd like to ship to the billing address, they can click that. And if not, they could just uncheck it, and then they would have to specify their shipping address. So I'm going to keep that checked. And then they can add any additional notes related to the delivery of the order. Then here on the right-hand side, they'll see their order totals right here. We see it's $85 with the coupon and the free shipping. And then as it notes, PayPal is the payment method that we have set up. So as it notes here, it says pay via PayPal. You can pay with your credit card if you don't have a PayPal account, which is great. So I'm going to click on Place Order to place the order. And once you click on Place Order, then you'll be directed to the PayPal page where you'll have your order summary on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, a customer can choose how they want to pay. So they can either pay via PayPal by signing into their PayPal account here, or if they don't have a PayPal account, they can click on this link right here, and they can pay with either a debit or a credit card by filling in this information right here, and then coming to the bottom and clicking on Review and Continue. So that gives your customers two different ways to pay for your products on your site when you have your site configured and set up with PayPal. So there you go, how to set up Superstore, the e-commerce premium theme by WooThemes. I hope this video was helpful to you in setting up your e-commerce website, and if so, feel free to leave a comment below or like the video. And of course, if you have any friends who need an e-commerce site or who are looking to build an e-commerce website, be sure to share this video with your friends. Finally, I'll be coming out with more videos as well, so to keep updated on new videos that come out related to WordPress, online marketing, web marketing, and other things related to e-commerce, be sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube for more updates. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.